This morning, the Prime Minister convened a full meeting of the social partnership. There was full discussion. We heard the views of all sides, of BAMP, of the trade unions, of the private sector associations, and then the subcommittee deliberated and came to the agreement, after examining all of the matters raised and the issues and the concerns, that the introduction of shopping utilizing the alphabet would not be introduced at this time, that it wasn't necessary at this time to do that. The Prime Minister and the Minister of Health and Wellness, they both apologized and raised the issue of systems failures between the 2nd of January and the 8th of January, which has resulted in delays in persons obtaining results, especially negative results. This affects all levels. It affects and is affected as it relates to contact tracing to some extent, as it relates to Barbadians who return to Barbados and who are longing to see their families and are being quarantined either in government facilities or indeed in hotels, and of course visitors to Barbados. I said that the government has apologized, and I again this evening apologize sincerely and profusely on behalf of the government of Barbados for this mishap and this situation where we have these delays in getting results out. And we are not running away from it. We are not running away from the situation. We have brought on additional data entry people in the polyclinics. We've already recruited 4 additional doctors to work to be based in the lab, the Best of Santos lab, to be responsible for disseminating results to various groups, to the private sector, to those who are in quarantine, to those who are in hotels. We have gone further, and we have enlisted the support of volunteers I mentioned from BAMP to work at the ministry to assist with the dissemination of these results and to ensure that we can become current as soon as possible. Doctors have also been recruited to assist in the polyclinics, assisting the medical officers of health who are now burdened with the testing and other responsibilities, to allow them to do this and allow the functions of the polyclinics to continue. The Prime Minister spoke yesterday, and I reiterate and reinforce that we will have 2 teams within the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Those who will be working in conjunction with the lab in ensuring that results from the 7th of this month, that those results, 7th and 8th, should all be ready by tomorrow. There will be another team, meanwhile, working in trying to get out the results that were there before that date. So we are working collectively in doing this. I mentioned some quarantine issues last week, and I'm pleased to say that the COVID monitoring team has reported that they've seen definite improvements in how quarantine is being managed at hotels. Of course, the enforcement now that visitors not in quarantine hotels be expected to stay in their rooms until they get their second test and are cleared, that has also helped the situation. You would have seen in the press a number of persons being charged for breaking quarantine, and there are others who are presently in isolation who will be charged when they are discharged from isolation. At this point in time, I want to reassure you that we in the government, and indeed in the subcommittee, COVID subcommittee, we have had hours and hours of meetings. The Minister of Health and Wellness and the Chief Medical Officer are not here this evening because after a number of meetings to address a number of issues, they are now in the Ministry of Health, in the HEOC, dealing with some of the issues, ensuring that results are going out as expected. And so we are working hard on your behalf. Again, we sincerely apologize to you as it relates specifically to the delays in getting results, but I can assure you that we are working to remedy the situation as soon as possible.